2022. I'm headed to the new W2. I'm actually meeting with the realtor today on the new terminal. I'm sure it'll all go well. Right on, right on, right on. So I have been doing Spark a little bit. I did it all weekend. Had a good weekend. Tried to mix in the roll a little bit. What I'm learning about that is that they're pretty busy in the morning, and then it just dies. I mean, it just falls off a cliff. Now, I will probably still do some rural stuff on the way home, but like this weekend, when I go out Saturday, I am not going to mess around with out here. I'm going to go straight to the South Zone. I need to make money, because what I found out for sure, this isn't sustainable. Now, what you could do, and no doubt about it, and if I was determined to work out here, what I would do is mixing a little bit of Doordash. Now, from what I understand, Doordash has been kicking it. I have a friend that does Doordash, and he made really good money last week out in St. Peter's. Right on. Probably did just as good as I did doing Spark. So there's that. Yeah, me personally, unless I have to, I'm not doing that. Spark has been sustainable for a long time, and when I moved up to the South Zone, it was very sustainable, no doubt about it. Now, what I had to do for sure, all the orders are not perfect. Most of them aren't worth taking. All that stuff, you have to only take the good deliveries. I mean, that's kind of common sense, but also you got to implement some strategies. I was doing the fast break strategy. What's the fast break strategy? Looking for those one deliveries, right? Not doing 2 for 20 for 8 miles. I mean, those are okay if you're out here, right out here in the country, and that's all there is. But sometimes they have plenty of deliveries in the city or county, or however you want to put it, in the suburbs there. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue is there what's worth taking. But out here, when you're in a rural area, you got to take anything that's acceptable at all. And then you might even take a couple that aren't too acceptable, to keep rolling. Nothing under $2 a mile or anything like that. I don't want you to think I'm taking real stupid stuff, because I'm not. I will not. I turn down plenty of deliveries out here. But yeah, almost anything that's over $10 a delivery and at least $2 a mile, I mean, if you want to make money, you're going to have to take some of those, keep rolling. And a lot of times those deliveries will put you in a position to get a better delivery. Just the way it is. So the fast break strategy, looking for those one deliveries, maybe 14, 15, 16, might even get up to 17, something like that, going 4, 3, 4, 5 miles, and just knocking out one after another. That is what I did Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I did 15 deliveries, didn't really even start till 9 o'clock, and did not work out the string all the way through in the South Zone. I had to pick my grandson up from homecoming, and so I did come back here and do a couple of deliveries on the way home, which is what I tend to use the rural stuff for most of the time, which is disappointing. I was in Farmington the other day and turned on the app and got the same kind of order that I got when I was there the other day. Like $12 for 2 deliveries. Right there, that tells you I'm not going to do that. So Farmington's been a total bust. I've actually got decent deliveries out of Festus and my hometown, but Farmington, wow, just horrible. Yeah, I made $350 on Saturday, kind of working part-time. Now let's talk about that a little bit. I've made 500 a bunch of times, made 600 a few times. That ain't happening right now. Why? It's just not that kind of climate. Now, I think in a month or two, when the holidays are getting closer, yeah, no doubt about it. But yeah, the incentives aren't there. You got to remember, we had incentives here in St. Louis, 144 for 24 deliveries. That's $6 a delivery. And then a lot of times they would have morning incentives, night incentives, and then they would also have specific store incentives. And there would be like 4 or 5 stores in that specific store incentive. So if you stayed in a certain area, you can make $11 extra a delivery. So it's a lot easier to get up to $500-600. So yeah, but I worked about 11 hours on Saturday and made $350. I'm taking that. Maybe let's just say it was 12. How much did I get? Now, almost everything I took this weekend was a curbside delivery. So I had 120 in tips on Saturday and 68 on Sunday. How much of that did I actually get? 179. Not bad at all. You're going to get tip baited here and there. I've said a few times, I don't like the new thing where you can pretty much figure out who's tip baiting you right away, or at least the next day. I don't want to know. I really don't. And let me say this: I thought a person in my hometown was tip baiting for sure, 100% for sure. I thought they did it to me 2 days in a row. Well, I did a delivery there Sunday, and I got all my tips on Sunday. So maybe it wasn't even them. So you might even think that you know who's tip baiting you. And it might have been the other. If there was 2 deliveries, you thought it was 1 delivery. It might have been the other delivery. Well, in that case, it really might have been, because I thought for sure I knew the person who tip baited me on those 2 deliveries, and then I went there a third time and got the tip. So I might have been just wrong. I know I could have went back and did more research and probably figured out exactly. That's just not me. I think getting 179 out of $188 isn't bad at all. And that's like 95%, 92, 93%. So yeah, that's probably pretty darn good. But nobody should tip bait. You're a thief if you do that. You're stealing from whatever driver. You told them that you're going to give them a tip, and then so many of these people come up with some crazy excuses. And a lot of them have drove before and know how the app is and know how everything is, and still tip bait. And karma's what? So it is what it is. Overall, things are going really well. My deposit was $483 last week. Yeah, I did not work when I was in Kansas City and still almost made $500. Right on. And then started this week with 96 plus 68, whatever that is, $164. Now, what's up with the morning incentives? We need to talk about that a little bit. What's the rules? Sunday I got 2 deliveries done by 9 o'clock and didn't get the incentive. I guess because they were in the wrong zone, but no, that can't be it either. They counted one of them and didn't count the other. So I don't know what the rules are on the morning incentive, but if they keep doing that, people aren't going to get out for it. I know that I'm not, because I don't know what the rules are. And I've read it, and it says what I've been told is it's any delivery you start before 9. Well, that should have been 3. So I don't know. It's not that big a deal. I just ain't gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about getting up at dawn to get deliveries done based on a morning incentive, because the rules are not clear. So yeah, the climate is different than it was months ago, but there's still a lot of money to be made. There's no doubt. The day I made $350, if I just would have headed straight to the South Zone instead of playing around in my hometown trying to get a few deliveries, I probably would have made well over 400, in the 400s for sure. And Saturday I only worked till 5, but I definitely, same deal, I probably would have made in the 3s if I wouldn't have messed around. But I wanted to give this a fair evaluation before I just abandoned it. I think I've done that now. And I will still continue to do deliveries out here. I did deliveries out here before my hometown had deliveries, but it was like hit and miss, and that's the way it'll be now. Turn the app on, see what they got. The only thing about doing that, it just kills your acceptance rate. And like, my hometown was actually 20 miles away from the other store, right? So what happens then, I'm trying to get deliveries out of my hometown, and they're shooting me deliveries that are 20 miles away. I mean, if I make that decision, then I got to stay over there, and that's not what I was trying to do. So I had to turn down 4 or 5 deliveries to get the one delivery in my hometown, and it just killed my acceptance rate. Does it mean anything? I'm not sure. One thing for sure that's been happening to me, sometimes it'll say you've got 10 deliveries offered to you, and then I turn on, I look at how many offers I actually got, and it's less than that. 5, 6, 4, you know. That's happened many times. You have this many notifications, and then I don't have that many. I mean, not even close. So I don't know what. The other thing about working in the rural areas is, of course, your phone doesn't work as good. I mean, there's so many things about it, you know, and you got to watch where you're at and all that. Because the best thing to do would be to get between the 2 stores, right? Well, you really can't do that because you got to make sure you also have a good enough phone signal, and a lot of times that's right next to a store. So there's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. Maybe it's just easier for me on most days just to go the extra little miles and know that there's plenty of deliveries and things like that. So that's all for today. I haven't made a video in a couple days. Actually, I did, but I just didn't like them. You know,